Hello, everyone. I'm Danielle with Trinity Readings. We are going to do the Scorpio Weekly Tarotscope. This will be for December 15th through the 22nd. If you hear snoring in the background, my daughter always comes in when I'm playing meditation music and she just zonks out every time. And she's a snorer, so I'm really sorry. Trying to get your kids to sleep, though. It works. All right. Let's get some oracle cards for you. See what your overall energy for the week will be. Any messages and guidance you need to hear. And then we'll get to your tarot. Oh, I like that. Okay. You have the first house. That's all about you. That's about who you are. That's about what your dreams are, what your desires are. It's what you, in essence, it's what you're kind of presenting to the world. It's kind of like you are in this place of rediscovering yourself. Let's get some more. Oh, I really, 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 really love this message. You have this card, which is who in the world are you? The same exact, same as your first house. You also have the right way and painting the roses red, and then you have such a curious dream. It's kind of like this. It's almost like you. How do I say it? Like you're kind of seeing that you've been in this energy of, putting other people first, doing things for other people. But in the same sense, when it comes to your desires, your dreams, what makes you happy, and all that, you've kind of had to push that to the back burner. You've kind of like put your happiness not in the hands of another person, but it's just like in this energy of like kind of like rediscovering yourself, maybe going through something really difficult. Even being in that place where you're constantly making excuses for other people, making excuses for other people's behavior, having to like spend so much time helping others, being there for others, that you've kind of like neglected yourself. And it's almost like you've had this aha moment where you're like, wait a minute, when am I putting any focus in on me? It's also for some of you, it's like, when you've been in a really codependent relationship, and not even necessarily a relationship, but any kind of like codependent energy, where there's one thing in your life that takes up all of your time, all of your energy. It could be a job. Um, it could be another person. It could be a family member. Like somebody, something is just so much of a presence in your life that it's your, it takes priority every single day, every single day, every single minute. Every time you try to focus on something else, like whatever this is like right in front of your face. um, it could be something that you're trying to accomplish for yourself, but it's like the sole focus, that it's become so much of a focus that it's like you've neglected other areas of your life, or you've neglected, what your needs are. Um, Let me get a couple more. Even like when you've been, like, even if it's like a family member, it's like when you've been in that for so long, it's like you don't even see how much this one thing has so much control over your life, or it's just kind of blocking you um, from your own happiness. And I feel like you've just kind of like had that moment where you're like, oh my, where you're seeing it very clearly, and you're working to kind of get back to yourself, to find yourself again, to focus on what your own dreams are, what your desires are. um, I used to have this friend when I was younger, um, and it was, to me it was just a normal friendship. um, but there was like a week where she went on vacation or something, and it was like all of a sudden I realized like how much time this person like took up in my day. She was always calling, always wanting to talk for hours and hours and hours. She always had all of these problems. She always needed financial help, you know what I mean? And in the moment, like, I didn't realize how much space she was taking up in my life. But it was like when she was gone for like a week, it just kind of hit me. It was like, but that's what this is. It's like there's been something that has been such a consistent presence in your life. um, it's kind of overtaken everything, and you might have kind of had that a break from it, where you're suddenly realizing, oh my god, like, you know what I mean? Let me just get a couple more. um, for some of you, this is kind of like you've been maybe seeing a certain situation with this like ultimate, like you've put somebody on this really high pedestal, to the point that you don't feel up to this person's standards. um, And it's almost like, you were constantly questioning what you were doing wrong, why you couldn't make this person happy. But it's like this person maybe got knocked off their pedestal a little bit. Like you're seeing things a different way, and you're kind of seeing that it really wasn't you. If that makes sense. Yeah, I definitely feel though overall what this energy is, and again, it might not necessarily be a relationship, or even a particular person, but it's kind of like having this sudden new perspective where you're seeing that there has been something that has been um, such a consistent presence in your life. It's taken up so much time, it's taken up so much space, and you're finally like free from it to some extent to where you can see um, how this thing, whatever this energy is, has kind of just taken over. And so the Eight of Wands is about like all, moving forward. Like you're seeing what the blockage has been and you're able to kind of cut it out and move forward. I hope that makes sense. Okay, let's, yeah, let's do this. It could even be that you've been perceiving a situation in the wrong way. Um, you've seen a negative, you've seen an aspect of yourself that you have felt was negative, but you're seeing it in a new perspective. You're seeing it as a more positive trait, if that makes sense. Okay, let's see what your energy coming into the week is. I'm sorry, I hope that music is not too loud. I'm trying to drown out this the snoring. Okay, you have the Lover's card. I like that. And that's about making, it's not just about a soulmate connection, although it very well could be. It's also about making choices that are in alignment with your true desires, with your true passion, making choices that are alignment with what's going to give you emotional fulfillment. You have the Ace of Swords too. I like that. And the Queen of Swords. This is definitely having, being very enlightened on something, like really seeing the truth of a situation. So you could be seeing a connection you have in a whole new light. Um, you could have a really strong connection to somebody. Um, this connection could be a more mental connection, and with that I mean that um, you guys like have the same vision. You guys hold like similar perceptions. You guys have really good conversations. You have really good communication. Um, there's a good understanding between the two of you. You both kind of are focused on doing the right thing. You could also have a really strong connection to somebody who's an air sign. What is this Ace of Swords? If it's not a relationship, it's having a very clear vision of what you want for your future. I also feel like too, like you're having this awareness of what has been in some way maybe blocking you from emotional fulfillment. Um, you've had something in your life that you've been very indecisive about, or you've been very unsure about. You have really tried very hard to to kind of figure this out, to understand this, to the point that it's kind of taken your confidence down a little bit. But you're seeing very clearly what decision that you need to make. It's also too, like, again, that energy of being so deep in something that you don't realize the effect that it has on your energy, and suddenly kind of being pulled away, or seeing a new perception of it. But you have felt blocked from something. You felt very indecisive about something. You felt kind of in the dark about a situation, and it's kind of made you maybe prevented you from making a certain decision in your life. You could have been very unsure about a connection that you've had, and you've everything has kind of been in the dark, but there is some kind of realization, communication, um, a new awareness that is really giving you the confidence in this connection. And if it's not a relationship, it's just about your path forward. Let's see what's coming towards you this week. You have the King of Cups, yeah, which is emotional fulfillment. You have the Page of Swords. You have the Eight of Cups. You're kind of like shifting. You've been like fighting to obtain a certain specific thing. Um, like love, support, a relationship. Um, you've been honed in on one specific detail of something, like needing your emotions validated, even. Um, Regardless, it's like having this desire for something, but in the same sense, feeling blocked from it and honing in on one aspect of it, to the point that you've kind of like needing validation for something, um, honing in on the need for validation for something, to the extent that you're not seeing that this is something that's already present in your life, if that makes sense. Um, you're you're looking for emotional validation. You're looking for um, fulfillment in a relationship, but in one particular way. Oh, how do I word this? It could be that you've been in a relationship with another person for years, and this person is, you're wanting this person to express their feelings, right? Um, so you've been honed in on, I just want them to express how they feel. I just want them to express how they feel because for you, um, you feel the need that validates the relationship for you. Hearing this person express their feelings validates the connection for you. um, and you've honed in on, for example, you wanted this person to say the words "I love you," and so you honed in on that. um, and it became such a need, such a desire. It becomes such a desire that it might be that this person expresses their love in a different way. Because I don't know if you've ever read that book. I think it's like the 5 love languages or the 4 love languages. Everybody expresses their love in a different way. It depends on how they've been raised. It depends on, um, how they view emotions. It depends on what they see as important. Um, just in general, like earth signs are more about physicality when it comes to expressing themselves. So, like, for example, a Virgo energy is going to show their love for you by being consistent, by being a consistent presence. Other people, their stability and their finances are what's important. So this person could be, working on building a stable life for you. And so I think that you have felt that you didn't have what you needed in this certain situation, but you were looking for the consistent validation in one specific area. So even if it's not a relationship, if you've had this dream that you've wanted to pursue, but before pursuing this dream, you needed like that ultimate validation. Like you asked your guides, okay, I want to find a pink feather on the corner of the road before I decide to pursue this. And your guides are giving you like a million other signs in the meantime, but you're honed in on getting one specific thing that you're not seeing the opportunities. You know what I mean? So, if this is about a relationship, um, it might be that you and this person have had different needs. You have been focused on needing that emotional fulfillment from this person, but this person is focused on their finances, on their work, on having something stable. You might have just been on different pages, and because of that, you might have felt that this was something that was not for you, that you felt that you weren't supported. And so you've held on to needing this certain thing that you've almost become very resentful. Um, but I think that you're able to see that very clearly. And with the Page of Swords and the Three of Pentacles, this is kind of seeing a new perception on something, seeing a new perspective. And the Three of Pentacles is about having that support system. Having a solid foundation. This is about leaving the past behind, leaving behind past emotions, and this is bringing in balance. So, and it could very well be that you have been in a connection where this person just wasn't opening up to the relationship. Um, and so it could be that you're deciding to let this go, and focus on building something solid for yourself. You could be just deciding you're not going to focus on love. But I do feel that for some of you, it is, you, again, you've been looking to obtain one specific thing, like an offer of love or some kind of outward expression, um, or even like looking for that commitment, or expecting a ring from this person. You know what I mean? To the point that it's like you you have what you need, in some way. Let me get some more so I can word this better. You have the King of Pentacles. You have it's about balance. Yeah, it's about getting that balance. You could have also been so focused on a relationship that you have kind of neglected your own needs, like neglected following your own dreams. You have the King and the Queen of Pentacles. You have a very solid couple. You have a very stable couple. The Queen of Pentacles, mind you, puts that nurturing energy into herself. Um, and then gives, but she knows that it's important to have her needs met first, and that means by giving that love to yourself, by giving that fulfillment to yourself. You also have the Temperance card, and you have the Knight of Cups. So let me see, specifically in your love life, what is this message? The Five of Cups, the Two of Cups. It really, it's you have felt that there has been some type of lack. Um, you have felt that you didn't have that love, that you didn't have that relationship that you wanted. But in essence, it's just that there is not. It's about where you're putting your energy. It's about where you're putting your consistent effort in. It's kind of like by putting so much energy and thought and emotions into trying to manifest a relationship, or manifest a specific thing, or manifest a specific change or outcome within a relationship, that it, again, it's like honing in so much on wanting to manifest one specific thing, or the validation for one specific thing, that in essence, it's not even that you've been blocking it by putting all your energy into it. It's that you're not seeing the other opportunities. You're not seeing, um, maybe this connection was blocked for a purpose of you focusing on your work, or maybe there needed to be that balance. But if you think about it in terms of law of attraction, I noticed this with a lot, which is why I really kind of pulled out of doing like twin flame readings. um, because the focus gets so, if you look at the twin flame community, the focus gets so honed in on one aspect of it. Wanting, everybody's focused on wanting union. When is union coming? When is this person going to express their feelings? When is this person going to leave their karmic partner? It gets so honed in on one specific thing. And so you get your energy focused on, when is this going to happen? When is this person going to open up? And so the energy is consistently focused on that. Um, so in a genuine twin flame connection, if you understand the concept that the energies are so connected, the energies are being shifted between the two people. So if your energy is consistently focused on that person, consistently focused on what you need from that, when your thoughts are positive, then that's a good energy. But when you're focused on needing that one specific thing, or when you're focused on the blockage, that energy is constantly, that heavy energy, it's constantly creating more and more and more of a blockage. If you're consistently focused on what is blocking the situation, you're manifesting more of that. And as a Scorpio, your energy is extremely intense. Like, a Scorpio has very, very powerful energy. That's why Scorpios can manifest things so easily. But Scorpios also tend to get very deep in their thoughts. They're looking deep into the situation. So it's like you've honed your thoughts into one particular thing. And so when you're in that good energy, things are going very well. You're manifesting very easily. But the minute you get triggered, the minute you start to doubt, you're manifesting that as well. And I hope that makes sense. But I think it's overall about understanding how powerful your thoughts are. Um, I think for a lot of you, you might be seeing a relationship from a new perspective. You might have been wanting one specific thing in this relationship, and kind of it has made you feel uncertain because you haven't obtained that one specific thing. But when you take that step back, you're realizing that um, there is more available, that that there is something solid within this. But what you're needing from this is it, what I mean? You've honed in so much on needing this one particular thing that you didn't see that you in reality kind of have it. It's just being presented to you in a different way, if that makes sense. And if this is not, a relationship, overall, it's having this dream, having this desire for yourself, or wanting to have something that gives you that fulfillment. But you're kind of able to see that there's been something that has been such a heavy presence in your life that you have been focused on trying to figure out or trying to manifest. Again, you've honed into one thing. And so you're just consistently manifesting that energy. So I hope that makes sense. I don't want to go too far because, yeah. Okay, so let's get you. Um, so what are you going to see shift for you this week? Three of Pentacles, that's having that support. That's seeing something in a new way, in a new creative way, seeing that you have kind of um, you have the support that you need. It's just not in the way that you perceived it to be. That makes sense. Yeah, and for a lot of you, you're seeing a lot of stability in your connection. You have the Emperor and you have the Two of Cups. So this is kind of seeing more stability in the connection. Give me a little bit more. Oh God, look at this. Okay. So you have the devil and you have the Page of Swords. Okay, so look how the wolf, and then the wolf is on his head. It's your mind. It's the power of your mind. Your mentality, your perception can be very restrictive, or it can be very freeing. There's a need to really just follow your instincts, follow your intuition, but there's also a need to some kind times be able to kind of, how do I word it? Letting go of the need to know. Why are you watching tarot readings then? Um, um, it's just important for you to understand how powerful your mind is, how powerful your thoughts are. Um, you you don't have to have it all figured out right now. Give me, what is this devil? Let's get more on this. Yeah, in all honesty, it's about being able to find that balance. Um, Not getting so honed into one specific thing that if it's not going exactly the way you want it to, um, I think you have exactly what you want. I think you've manifested exactly what you want. I think you can really trust in what you feel and what your desires are. Um, it's just important to understand that it's being presented to you in a different way. It's not being presented to you in the way that you have it all planned out. I hope that makes sense. You have the Chariot card, which is about moving forward. So if you're struggling in a relationship, if this is all relationship related, um, I think you can trust what you genuinely feel about this and what you desire for this. Um, and it might not be what you want it to be right now. Um, but I think this is a message that you have it. It's just not being presented to you in the way that you expect it to be. I hope that makes sense. Um, we're gonna get one final oracle card message for you. You have share your voice, warrior woman, dance with life. Um, This is about, again, is that what came up in the beginning? The first house? Yeah, this is about you expressing yourself. Again, not letting this energy overtake you so much that you're not um, doing what is good for you, doing what feels good for you, expressing yourself. It's important for you to acknowledge what you are, what your needs are, what your desires are. Um, it's also important for you to acknowledge how far you've come, for you to take time to um, focus on manifesting other things for yourself. Don't let yourself get so honed in on manifesting one thing. Start manifesting other things for yourself. I hope that makes sense. I talked your ear off. I'm sorry. I love you guys. Bye-bye.